Awesome. Well, great to be with you today, Jim. So just before we begin, I'd love, when you and I were prepping, you have a really interesting background, and I think, a lot of the audience are probably be interested to hear how you got into sports marketing.
Yeah, I grew up just like many, loving sports and played small college football, and a little behind in my career choice of wanting to get into the sports field, and went to grad school at Ohio State and had a great experience of learning a lot of different parts of the industry, from ticket sales to PR to event management. Really fell in love with event marketing, management, sponsorship, and have kind of been in that space the rest of my career with the University of Virginia athletics, the Columbus Blue Jackets, Newell Rubbermaid, and more recently the last 17 years with Nationwide. And it's been a really fun ride to build a great group that we have at Nationwide in the sports marketing field.
Did sports marketing exist at Nationwide before when you started?
There was a team of two, so not really an organization. We had one. Our first major sponsorship was developmental PGA Tour, the Nationwide Golf Tour, and we've really grown since then. And the NFL now, we're an official partner, and have a big commitment to that being a big part of our overall marketing strategy.
Impressive. Well, we're all here this week for the Super Bowl, and I know you have a lot of activity going on with your partners and clients. So you want to talk a little bit about your activation this week?
Yeah, we've been this is our 8th year as an official league partner, and obviously our largest sponsorship. You get the reach that the NFL provides is pretty amazing, and it really peaks this week at Super Bowl. And our big platform is the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. And I thought I'd just share a quick video of, we've got 32 incredible nominees that we work with every year, the best of the best in the NFL that are doing obviously important things on the field, but more importantly, the great things that they're accomplishing off the field, and really fits our brand incredibly well, and being more than a business, and kind of all the impact that we make in communities all over the country. So we thought I'd just share a quick video of our nominees this year.
The league's most prestigious honor, excellence on and off the field.
To me, community is very important. You play the game because you care about your teammates and you care about your coaches. And I think it's the same mindset, off the field.
The Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. Each team's nominee has made a lasting impact on their community to those who need it most.
I wanted to show kids in this area that I came from here, I grew up here.
We're talking about building our future. It obviously starts with our youth.
With the platform that I have, I just wanted to be able to speak up and encourage others to do the same, because we never know who's hurting, and our neighbor around us may need us.
They have made a difference in their cities through volunteer and charity work.
With the kids, we do camps, we do give back, we do Christmas shopping, Thanksgiving, turkeys.
Changing kids' lives, just know you made an impact, possibly change their lives forever.
There is no off-season for giving back. The 32 nominees use their voice and platform to raise awareness where they live and play in a time when we need leadership and strength the most.
And greatest impact we can have is to not only win football games, but win where we compete and where we live.
I grew up in foster care for a little bit, so I definitely want to help out the youth in DC.
I just want to be remembered as a great person with a big heart and a damn good football player.
These players have shown exceptional commitment to advocate for personal causes and inspire action to support them, from social justice to disaster relief.
I understand the grief. I understand the pain. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. I'm standing here today telling you hate does not drive out hate.
These nominees embody what it means to be a community champion.
I want my legacy to be as someone who helped others and was impactful. Someone who was selfless and used everything that they had been blessed with to make the world a better place.
You don't know this, but some of our club kids call you Uncle D.
Thank you.
And at this year's NFL Honors Ceremony, one of them will earn the ultimate recognition as the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year.
Love on 3. 1, 2, 3, love!
Provide us something that's been pretty insulated from with the NFL being the biggest thing out there, and some controversies that have occurred over the years. But for us to continue to work with these players, to tell their story, shed a light on all the great work that they're doing in their communities, and really the best of the best, it's just been a really good fit for us. And this week it peaks with NFL Honors tomorrow night. YouTube Theater. We will have our award given at the end of the evening, what many view as the most important award of the night, and we'll celebrate one of those 32 nominees taking home the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year trophy. We work with these players all week in PR activities, in-person appearances. We have a community event at the Boys and Girls Club on Friday with Commissioner Goodell and many of the players, and then I'll also have a pregame moment on the field where we'll present the trophy again to our winner in front of many people. So it's a great week for us. It's turned into a 12-month platform for us, and but really peaks this week.
That's great. It's interesting. Yesterday, Tim Ellis and his whole team were in here talking a lot about the controversy and all of this going on, and they too are trying to kind of lean in more to the players and the passion that the players have for a lot of their foundations. So I love to see the brand's take on that. Very cool. Well, so on a lighter side, Peyton is known to be pretty funny, and I think what's super interesting from a marketing standpoint is how you leverage talent and make the most of it through everything you do, from creative and spots and things like that. You want to talk a little bit about other things that you're doing, Peyton, and others?
Yeah, well, we're a challenger brand in our category. We don't have the spend that the Geicos and State Farms and Allstate's others that do. So we have to be as efficient as we can with the dollars. And we've just seen the partnership with Peyton. We built a formula of tier one sponsorship properties, tier one talent, and then the media and activation behind it. And Peyton just makes those dollars work so much harder. He stays relevant. He's been incredible to work with. He's become synonymous with Nationwide and the Jingle campaign and all the work that we've done with him. He's on Saturday Night Live last week, and I mean he's out there and stays in this next phase, which he does not like to call retirement. Though we're the number one 401k provider in the country, he likes to call it his next phase. But he's just an incredible brand partner, and I think talent. We've just found is a great place to make a category like ours, which is not high interest. You don't think about your insurance only a couple times a year. How do you bring some relevance to connect with audiences, and that's why sports marketing has become such an important part of our overall marketing plan. It's just it creates that strong connection with the NFL fan base, or the golf fan, or the baseball fan, or soccer fan, or wherever we might be targeting.
Yeah, really relevant. Emily in Paris. He likes Emily in Paris more than football. You got to watch SNL if you haven't seen it. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about just, TV and sports as a platform, right? As we all know, the talk today about the fragmentation of viewership and brands really trying to make an impact to engage consumers. Is that why you tie to the Super Bowl? I mean, what is it because it's a live TV? Earlier Scott was saying engagement was priority. Can you talk?
Yeah, we try to find certain tent poles to really rally behind. Again, from a budgetary standpoint, it's not not at the levels of some that have the ability to be always on. So Super Bowl presents a unique moment. We've been in March Madness for many years, and got some golf tournament during the week of the first week in June. And so these moments where we can combine the media elements with entertainment and just kind of Nationwide's integration into the moment. So if you watch Thursday night, there's we've got our top 40 customers in attendance. We have our spots running in broadcast. We have vignettes in venue. We have signage. We have our moment. So trying to just kind of package all these things into these tent poles has been a pretty effective strategy for us. Media and television being complementary piece of anything that we do, and to have really high performing creative with Peyton, it's just made a really nice formula for us.
I love how you also tie in the marketing and the media elements to hospitality for your best clients, right? I mean, who are the customers? I'm surprised to hear that you were hosting a whole bunch of customers here this week. Who are they?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since we've been able to bring our partners together, and we've got insurance agents that are high producing partners all over the country that we're bringing our best of the best in here to spend time with nationwide, our leadership, expose them to the great things that this message of being more than a business. It's not just lip service. It's the Walter Payton Man of the Year. It's what we do with Feeding America, United Way, Nationwide Children's Hospital, all these different things that are truly important to us, and tell the full nationwide story, and also give them some great access to our talent and others that they'll get to visit with through the week. So it's a cool opportunity in a market like LA. It's an important market for us to bring customers from all over the country and spend time with us.
SoFi Stadium's a great venue for it too. So the other question that I had was like other platforms, other sports that you focus on.
Yeah, it's our portfolio has evolved a little bit. We had been in golf. We've been in golf for 30 years with the PGA Tour, and I really love a lot of elements that they stand for, and the charitable component of that, and the Memorial Tournament in Columbus. We've been a big supporter. We were in NASCAR for a long time with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Once he retired, we kind of pivoted out of that space. Been with the NFL the last 8 years. Added the National Women's Soccer League to our portfolio last year, so we're in year 2 of that 12-team league. I think there's a lot of upside. Great talent we get to work with across really good markets for us. New team here in Angel City, San Diego down the road too. So that's something that we'll continue to grow. We've worked with Alex Morgan and some of the other U.S. women's national players in the past. And this is a great way for us to continue to hit a new audience. Columbus Crew, we're a jersey sponsor of. Minor League Baseball is a new partnership for us, a little more grassroots across 120 markets that allow us to create some agent type programs in those local markets. So we're changing the portfolio a little bit. The NFL still is kind of core and our biggest really year-round platform that we can activate.
Well, I'm assuming, it's no surprise because you said it a few times already that it's a highly competitive space, right? The insurance space. And a lot of them are focused on sports. So are you choosing these properties to kind of stay away from your competitors? Is there, what is the strategy you use being the smaller player in that category?
Yeah, we got to try to find the opening. There's very few openings, but I think we've been effective with the platforms that we've got behind. That said, we know you watch a game on Sunday, you can see Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes and all of our competitors that are advertising heavily in the NFL. So you only have so much competitive control, but again, we think we can be effective with what the things that we're doing. We've also made a pretty big shift to a lot more B2B focused efforts with our producers, our partners, and distribution partners. So it's evolved, and we've got to be smart with the dollars. We're a mutual company. We want to reinvest back into the for our policyholders, and just take very great care in those decisions to manage expenses in a way that we're taking care of all of our customers. But yeah, it continue. We see good response. The access that we get through these partnerships is big for our production partners, and got to just find the right place to do it.
Well, at Ampersand, we're a total TV company, right? And work on the media side of the house, focus on, helping brands find audiences and measure all that. Can you talk a little bit about your partnership with Media Team? And, you talked about a lot of different audiences that because your portfolio is a little bit different than for your competitors. And then data, there's a lot of talk about data now.
Yeah, we've got a great media partner in University of McCann that we've been with for a long time. So any sponsorship that we're activating has a significant media component to it, whether that's through the league and NFL controlled properties like NFL Network and NFL.com, or all the additional spend that we're making to bring these messages to life, the campaigns and everything that we do. The measurement behind it is, continues to be, art and as much as science as you can put behind it from a data standpoint. We have all the, the core earned exposure and impressions, and all the PR that we're doing this week generates a lot of positive brand, interaction for Nationwide. The brand health studies and all the things that we're tracking against these different audiences that we should be more effective against the NFL fan versus general market, because we're making a concentrated investment here to talk to those folks in a more connected way. Trying to do more on the entertainment lift side and just see, these producers and customers that we're engaging with, we hope to see a lift coming out of the time that they spend with Nationwide and learn more about what we are and what we do, and kind of the business coming out of it. So it's a challenge. I mean, there's no kind of one single solution to it. We just try to bring as much positivity to the picture as we can. We know there's still a certain leap of faith that you believe in sponsorships and believe that it brings a lot of other things to the table too, just from relevance, and we don't show up on Jeopardy without Peyton Manning, then chicken parm, you taste so good, all these different things that kind of break through into pop culture as well. So it provides a unique platform for us.
Very cool. What about, given the local nature of sports, right? So how do you balance a local focus of what you do versus national? And it sounds like a lot of what you do is specific home sports, in Ohio and things like that.
Well, we try to take national platforms that we have and drive them locally. So we have 15 great NFL team partnerships that those are priority markets for us, whether that's a good financial market or a good insurance market, and activate more heavily and connect with those fan bases, on a localized basis. Minor league baseball has been a great way for us to do that in 120 markets across the country, smaller, not major league necessarily markets, but also connect agents in those places to make them feel big in their community, feel good about the relationship with Nationwide. And then kind of key markets where we live and work, like a Columbus, a Des Moines, Iowa, Scottsdale. We obviously have a much bigger presence, different kind of reasons to be involved from a community standpoint. But those are important places for, to have the jersey sponsorship with the Crew in Columbus, the Nationwide Arena and the hockey arena that we sponsor there, and the other partnerships that we do.
Very cool. You mentioned Universal McCann is an important partner, and so other partners, other agencies that you work with to help you with all these activations?
Yeah, we've been fortunate. I think part of our recipe for success is just the continuity of the partners that we've had. So a creative agency in Ogilvy, who's fantastic with the work that we've done with Peyton. Wasserman is our sports marketing agency of record, and as long as I've been at Nationwide, we've partnered with them and have consistent folks on the account. My team, we don't have a lot of turnover. People love their job, and so I think being able to build long-term partnerships with our day-to-day folks on all fronts is important. But I think the flexibility, the innovation that all those groups bring to the conversation is important too, because we don't have the ability to have our finger on the pulse of all sports activities, and that's what we lean on Wasserman to help be there for us. They help us in execution. So it's Casey and the team have done a really good job to build a lot of capabilities and new acquisitions that have kind of made them even better partner.
So you mentioned retention of employees. So can you talk a little bit about your team? And is it because they're probably passionate about sports and they got a cool job in sports marketing, or are there other secrets that we should all? It's a very top of mind topic right now.
Yeah, my CMO continuously reminds me that I have the best job in the company. So our team, they work hard. We definitely we structure, have a lead on NFL, a lead on golf, and kind of give them some autonomy to kind of build their counterpart at Wasserman and the relationships with our partners and so it's helped to really create good engagement. They love what they do. They're passionate, but they're also very good at it. Connect with the business in a way that it's a complex organization. We're known for insurance and auto insurance, but we're the number one pet insurer, we're the number one farm insurer, the number one 401k provider, number one in annuities. So all these different buckets of the organization that we're trying to get involved in sponsorships and see the value in activating and making it part of their plan. it is complicated within the walls of Nationwide. So they do a good job to kind of pull all those different groups in to use the assets as effectively as we can.
That sounds like a lot of audiences to manage. So, and you know, there's a lot of digital folks in the audience, as well as us being really focused on addressable TV. Can you talk about how you define the audiences that you're trying to go after and to support the larger portfolio?
Yeah, it's a debate. So you sit at the marketing cabinet level, and just everybody's got their priorities and trying to. You know, you've got a base audience we're going after and general market TV and all that, but it's challenging because it's a wide range of who the pet insurance customers, very different than the retirement plan individuals we're going after. So it's not easy and clean, and we try to spread it as best we can, but still have an impact top of the house to keep the brand strong. It's important as our producers are going into their conversations with their customers that they know who Nationwide is, they trust Nationwide, and I think that's a lot of what we do with the sports marketing group is to provide that overall brand air cover to continue to keep us what is a 100-year-old brand very strong and relevant.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you're not alone. Many marketers are struggling with their audience strategy and how do you balance these smaller digital audiences with the broader TV audiences and things like that. So, well, how about we open it up to, I see David come in, so maybe we could open up to questions.
Yeah, you got a few minutes. We got questions.
Yeah, there. Perfect.
Just speak on.
Hi, I'd love to ask you, talk about community efforts. Right now, a big topic is NIL and student athletes, especially, how are you looking at that?
Yeah, it's something we've definitely been keeping close attention to. I said earlier, we're a relatively conservative brand, and that the importance of vetting any talent that you have and putting your brand in the hands of an 18-year-old college student scares some of the folks in our upper level management. So, which is understandable, but I think the more when we live in we're based in Columbus, Ohio State University is right there, and they're kind of at the forefront of this and putting some structure behind it and education and trying to help these athletes do it the right way. And so I think we'll just continue to stay close to that. But many of the agents that we work with at the professional level are now starting to dip into the college ranks, and I think that'll naturally there'll be some connections that hopefully we can make. And we're seeing it in other sports too, just how can we bring value to the National Women's Soccer League, for instance, which has, a lot of young players that are a little inexperienced, trying to talk about financial literacy and, with the dollars that they have. And so we're trying to, as a company that, is pretty diverse in our offerings and, offers protection for whether that's your insurance side of the house or financial, trying to bring that value to our partnerships too, to help educate where we can.
Hey Jim, Mike Connors from Team Snap, sports management communication platform.
Heavy user of that platform with 3 kids.
There's a lot of them. So we appreciate your use. So love what you guys are doing in the professional sports space, the other big spaces. I heard you mention minor league baseball as a way to connect them to the grassroots level. I know grassroots is important for insurance, right, with the local agents. So what are your plans? And you said that there's also a lot of competition, right, in the professional sports space. We know that. So did that weigh into your plans to move into minor league baseball, in addition to the grassroots level?
It did. I mean, it's a place where, full transparency, price point matters too. I mean, we only have so much budget, and I think from an efficiency to hit those markets. And we've had good success kind of one-off in different regions across the country in the minor league baseball space. So they did a good job of bringing it together, the rights, to make it easier on a brand to kind of buy across. And now we're activating, in 31 priority markets, but still have access to 120 others. So it's an interesting space, and they've got a number of great platforms. Copa, which is their Hispanic platform, and others that we are also tapping into. So Small Business a Month, PET, all these other groups that are interested in activating in addition to the agent component that we're working on.
Any other questions?
Don't be shy, guys.
Well, I have another question. I mean, I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, was it by design that the Bengals are in the Super Bowl and your headquarters is in Ohio?
I'm a Browns fan, so it's, mixed.
You told me.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Bengals. It's hard to put that in writing, but yeah, no, I'm a Bengals fan this week, so it's got to root for the Ohio guys. But yeah, it's a great matchup. We've got a lot of team partners, but we're a team partner of the Rams, so a lot of good friends there too. But it should be a great game, great weekend. Kind of good to have some fresh teams in the game, and it should be a lot of fun.
Have you been to SoFi before?
I did. We've done a couple events. I mean, part of our strategies, our premier experiences, and trying to work with our teams for access. And we actually had the first lunch in the locker room, the Rams locker room, with some key customers and partners, and so we got to get a tour of the facility. It's magnificent. And then I did see a game later in the season, but yeah, it's going to be loud. It's going to be it's going to be a great environment for sure.
Well, I'm a Rams fan, so but I did live in San Francisco for a long time. So, all right. Well, any more questions? Or all right, it's okay to wrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.